Editor Siobhan here, sorry about the wet hair, it's a water day in town so we get a bath. Vlog 2 is late because I've uploaded it 3 times and every time I've uploaded it I've realized that there is a problem and I've had to take it down and re-edit it, but hopefully third time's a charm. Also, sorry about my skin in this video, I had some hormonal imbalances. Hello, and welcome back to Several Million Stitches. Vlog Day 2. 100 projects, 100 days. Brought to you by me, Siobhan. Bad lighting, wrong time of the day, as always. Yesterday went okay-ish. I'm beginning to realize that I'm cray-cray. Not just a regular crazy, cray-cray. But I touched on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of my 10 projects. Got 100 stitches in. My start for today, instead of starting Pokemon All Gens, I have started The Mines of Moria. It was also from Stitch Forums. I can't remember who the artist is right now, but it was an artist on DeviantArt. But it was Hobbit's Day on the 23rd and I missed it, or was it the 22nd? I can't remember. That is going to be my start for today, and I'm going to pretend that I started it on the Hobbit's Day and that will be its birthday from now on. So Pokemon Restart will go to tomorrow. I already have the next 5 patterns lined up in my head. And now, to the progress. Sword Art Online is filthy. But then I did start it 5 years ago. 5 years ago? No. 3 years ago. In these pan times, what is time? A construct. So sometime in my history I started this pattern. If you're ever wondering if you've got ADHD, sit down and add grids in Pattern Keeper to 50 pages, because in the process of adding these 50 pages of grid lines, which were all 60 by 90, my brain squirreled like Scrat in Ice Age. And I had forgotten that I designed this pattern with 239 colors, with the weirdest and strangest symbols. I think it took 2 hours. For another thing, I was already bored from the hour of putting grids in on my tiny little phone because I don't have a tablet. So I am very, very certain that I have ADHD now. But it is done, and I can now carry on with Sword Art Online. Lighthouse probably had the most progress that you can see, because I actually did more than 100 stitches. This color would be color completed in 157, so at 4 AM this morning, I just decided that I was going to carry on doing it, so that color is finished. Yay! It is once again very late at night. You'll Never Melt Again on Me by Bortadinut Audra. I was doing this with Pennington Terrace, and I have almost caught up to a stitch count. I'm a bit behind still, but now I'm also doing it as part of the Not Border This cell, which I think is brilliant, and is probably going to be the only cell I ever actually managed to participate in correctly. But you can't tell that I've done any work on it whatsoever, even though I did slightly more than the 100 stitches. All I was doing was finishing off the little bits of long threads here, and these 5 colors will be today's mission. Here it is, Maddie, busyperson9999 on Instagram. I have started Cheshire. I did tell you I would, you said I must, and I have done what you said. So now we can stitch it together. So you better you better finish your other project quickly so that we can stitch Cheshire at the same time. I just hope that it comes out like the photo. But yes, this was my start for yesterday, and I got an extra 100 stitches in just because I felt like doing it. So his ear is coming together quite nicely. He's not going to be very big when I'm done, because it is a 64 count, so I mean, like, that's how big he's going to be, about the size of my hand. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is the 3rd time I'm having to frog something on Cheshire. Why is Cheshire giving me so many problems? All of these are 1 thread out. Whoops, got carried away. 131 stitches. Okay, I've added an extra light, so hopefully this works and there's no glare, but I don't know. This is Tinkerbell from Creatively Crafting. I added 100 stitches in there yesterday, so I will see you in an hour. 100 stitches done. A little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. Timer says it took me 55 minutes, but I spent a few minutes crying over 7 deadly sins. Don't judge me. This is Pandemic. I worked on it on our road trip. I don't think I posted updates of it on Instagram. So none of you have seen it yet, but basically I'm doing a variegated DMC 115, and last night I did majority of this little bird and that little flower there. That's 100 stitches. I think the lighting is getting worse and worse. It's 12:30 at night. 114 stitches done. On to the next one. This is Blue Angel from Heaven and Earth Designs. I did all the confetti a while ago, so now I'm just color completing in 3072. Yesterday I finished this little block there, so I'm starting at the top here and I'll be going down. 103 stitches, all done. I forgot to say, I noticed an interesting trend last night when I was putting the 1 hour timer on my laptop and then doing the 100 stitches, which Pattern Keeper was counting for me. The minute I hit the 100 stitches, I went and I switched the timer off, and I was averaging 40 minutes for 100 stitches, which I think is pretty good. I mean, I could definitely do better and have done better, but you know, I was watching Demon Slayer at the same time, so, and it was until 5 AM in the morning, so I'm sure a certain amount of tiredness went into that timing, but it was a very interesting experiment. Today we're binging The 7 Deadly Sins, Season 5, and I just have one thing to say. Although his character is problematic, hubba hubba, just saying.